Hello, fellow heirs. Welcome to Weekday Wind Down with the Word, where I will be reading Genesis 8 in the NLT version. This chapter covers the flood receding. And without any further ado, let's start reading. But God remembered Noah and all the wild animals and livestock with him in the boat. He sent a wind to blow across the earth, and the flood waters began to recede. The underground waters stopped flowing, and the torrential rains from the skies were stopped. So the flood waters gradually receded from the earth. After 150 days, exactly 5 months from the time the flood began, the boat came to rest on the mountain of Ararat. 2.5 months later, after the water continued to go down, over the mountain peaks became visible. After another 40 days, Noah opened a window he had made in the boat and released a raven. The bird flew back and forth until the waters of the earth had dried up. He also released a dove to see if the water had receded and it could find dry ground. But the dove could find no place to land because the water still covered the ground. So it returned to the boat, and Noah held out his hand and drew the dove back inside. After waiting another 7 days, Noah released the dove again. This time the dove returned to him in the evening with a fresh olive leaf in its beak. Then Noah knew that the flood waters was almost gone. He waited another 7 days and then released the dove again. This time it did not come back. Noah was now 601 years old. On the first day of the new year, 10.5 months after the flood began, the flood waters had almost dried up from the earth. Noah lifted back the covering of the boat and saw that the surface of the ground was drying. 2 more months went by, and at last the earth was dry. Then God said to Noah, "Leave the boat, all of you and your wife, and your sons and their wives. Release all the animals, the birds, the livestock, and the small animals that scurry along the ground, so they can be fruitful and multiply throughout the earth." So Noah, his wife, and his sons and their wives left the boat, and all the large and small animals and birds came out of the boat, pair by pair. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and there he sacrificed as burnt offering the animals and birds that had been approved for that purpose. And the Lord was pleased with the aroma of the sacrifice and said to himself, "I will never again curse the ground because of the human race, even though everything they think or imagine is bent toward evil from childhood. I will never again destroy all living things. As long as the earth remains, there will be planting and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night." And that concludes the reading of Genesis 8 in the NLT version. Again, I'm not going to do the meditation time. I just want you guys to comment in the section below and let me know if you would rather for me to do the meditation time or not. Just read the word straight and leave it there. Again, I will not be offended. I want to read the word to where you enjoy listening to it and where you will share these videos. If you're not going to enjoy it, of course, you're not going to share them. So, and my goal is that everyone will be able to listen to the Word of God, whether they can read it themselves or not. So if you share this via text message and it's someone that can't read for whatever reason, they can just press the button and listen, so they don't have to have a lot of knowledge with technology. So that is what I want by reading these chapters and these books of the Bible. It's just to spread the word of God. With that being said, I'm not going to keep you any longer. I do thank you once again for listening to Weekday Wind Down with the Word, and have a blessed day. Bye.